for some analysis. How do you feel today? Nigeria 62. We're marking it. I don't know if I should say we're celebrating it, but I know we'll mark it. 62 years is big, actually. It's big. Let's look at the papers. Of course, I'm sure we'll treat some of the issues once again today. Nigeria 1960, Nigeria 2022. But let's look at the headlines. We're starting from Punch newspaper. From Punch, Lagos Stadium comes alive. Okay. Soldiers reopened. So INT'L deputy, not candidates in governor election court. Tinubu Obi, Kwankwaso orders explain manifesto's delay. Independence, Buhari lists achievements. Begs ASU to resume. Aisha Buhari begs Nigerians over hardship. Some more from Punch newspaper. Pressure mounts on 16 PDP NWC members to return 450 million naira. Adebutu remains Ogun PDP candidate. Campaign group. How we celebrated Nigeria's independence in 1960. Entertainers. End SARS. 32 protesters in Lagos or your prison. Prisons 2 years after. Wife, children think I'm crazy. Offering Ekurimadu's daughter kidney. That's according to a journalist there. Before we move to another paper, still from Punch, forgiving men who made me abort 15 pregnancies. Could I see? That's a name. How I lost my wife. 900,000 naira savings in fire accident. Retired Civil War veteran. Okay, missing INEC employee found dead in Anambra. Away from Punch newspaper, let's go to Premium Times. My first one here from Premium. Burkina Faso coup leader speaks, announces sack of government. Nigerian football gets new leader as Gusau emerges NFF president. Strike. Nigerian government grants ASU more concessions on IPPIS. PDP confirms payment of millions to NWC members. Coup fear in Burkina Faso as gunfire rocks capital. Okay, World Heart Day 2022. Heart failure now growing threat to health in Africa. We looked at this yesterday. PDP crisis deepens as NWC members return money. Let's go to Punch newspaper. Putin annexes 4 Ukraine territories. It's looking like Putin is achieving his aim there. Putin annexes 4 more Ukraine territories. Comply with peace accord. Buhari, Abubakar, Jonathan tell candidates. Telecoms operators to disrupt USSD services over 80 billion naira debt. Forest scarcity. The naira as an article of financial speculation. There's nothing to celebrate in Nigeria at 62, says ASU. Nigeria at 62. Federal government pledges improved welfare for workers. U.S. Congress signs off on $12 billion for war. A war-torn Ukraine. U.S. Congress signs off on $12 billion for war-torn Ukraine. A court acquits Fabomi orders of diverting 1.7 billion naira funds. Suicide attack on Kabul classroom kills 20, mostly young women. Armed security operatives take over Lekki Toll Gate as police warn against rally. Independence anniversary. Nigeria shall rise again. Atiku will say amen to that. No rally will be allowed at Lekki Toll Gate. Lagos Police. Minister of Sports, no teeth to bite. From Daily Trust newspaper, Army declares fresh coup in Burkina Faso. Army declares fresh coup in Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Gusau elected NFF president. Nursing is not about money, about saving lives. Miriam Musa. Nursing, not about money, but saving lives. Miriam Musa. Okay, another one here. How Kaduna farmer drowned rescuing 8 residents. In last independent speech, Buhari scores self high. APC chieftain Tinubu went to London because they won't allow him rest in Lagos. Abuja. APC chieftain Tinubu went to London because they won't allow him rest in Lagos. Abuja. That's from Daily Trust. What Wike told Atiku in fresh meeting on PDP crisis. Nasarawa speaker, how terrorists made me weep. Can CBN's increase interest rates benefit ordinary Nigerians? It's a question. It's a question there. Governors reject federal government's plan to privatize power plant. Another one here from Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, FG says $1.3 billion on Do Deep Sea Port ready next year. From Vanguard newspaper, we are dredging Orashi River to Atlantic Ocean, not construction of seaport. Uzodima, Rauders feasting on golden egg. Naira Lule continuously signposting a sick economy. Okay, that's what we have here from Vanguard newspaper. PDP crisis gets messier. Chieftains renew calls on Ayu to resign. Ashake sells out O2 London show in minutes. That's the biggest artist now in Africa, making us proud as Nigerians. IBB wants Nigerians against being used as political pawn for 2023 polls. APC state chapters protest against 20 million naira support fund after party raked billions from primaries. We saw police torture 5 suspects to death. Detainees from Anambra police cell. 122 million naira gifts to NWC members. Ayu must resign now. PDP chieftains. Still from Vanguard newspaper. Insecurity. Action Aid reviews 408 million naira. Did I just say million naira? Okay, it's weekend. Tayo. Okay, so insecurity. Action Aid reviews 408 million youth affected by armed conflict. Okay, proposed water resources bill plots to import terrorists into South Middle Belt. Independence anniversary. Nigeria shall rise again. Atiku Abubakar. Independence Day. NMA calls for appropriate budgetary allocation to health. Bagudu approves 151 million naira for payment of fees for KB students in India. Nigeria at 62. Jonathan hails Nigerian patriotism. Sues for peace, unity. Firm proposes amendment to draft bill on counterfeit fake drugs. Court nullifies Oyetola's nomination as APC Osun governorship candidate. Ayu returns to Nigeria after 2 weeks abroad. Ayu returns to Nigeria after 2 weeks abroad. 4 million march set to hold in Lagos on Independence Day for Obi Dati. 30 million bags of NPK fertilizer delivered to Nigerian farmers. Oshibajo. Let's go on a break. I'll be back.
Mademoiselle, c'est le moment de faire la fête. Yeah, what's happening? My name is Fowls, aka Fowls, the bad guy. Ladies and gentlemen, they're also calling me the What's Up guy, aka the only one person that is a baddest. And right now, you are listening to 32 FM 94.9. Don't change the channel. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Get ready for radio like you never thought was possible on the Pioneer Joy Station, 32 FM, 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9 Break Adon Newspaper Review. And it's the 1st of October. Happy New Month. Happy Independence, Nigeria. Nigeria 62. Okay, and so Austin Idumo will be analyzing the headlines with me today from Vanguard newspaper. Let me take this first one here. Nigeria at 62. Jonathan hails Nigerians. Nigerians' patriotism sues for peace, unity. Former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan has extended its compliments to Nigerians on the occasion of the nation's 62nd independence anniversary. The former president, in a goodwill message he personally signed, stated that the event offers Nigerians a chance to reflect on the experience of nationhood and the prospect of progress and greatness. Added that the people have been steadfast in patriotism in challenging times. It's a long one from Goodluck Jonathan. Nigeria 62. Jonathan hails Nigerians' patriotism, sues for peace, unity. All right, while I'm waiting for Sinidumo to join me for some analysis, let's take this one here from Daily Trust newspaper. President Muhammadu Buhari has called the performance of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC administration high. Buhari, in his last Independence Day address this morning, said the effort in resetting the economy manifested in Nigeria as it exited two economic recessions by the very practical and realistic monetary and fiscal measures to ensure effective public financial management. He added that effective implementation of the Treasury Single Account (TSA) and cutting down on the cost of governance facilitated early exits from recession. Good morning to you, Austin Udumo. Hello, Austin. Hello, Austin.
Hello.
Good. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, let's Austin will try back. So from Daily Trust, in last independence speech, Buhari scores self high. I move again to Vanguard newspaper. Proposed water resources bill plots to import terrorists into South Middle Belt. Some self-determination groups in the South and Middle Belt regions of the country on Friday kicked against the proposed water resources bill, saying it's an attempt to import terrorists into the South and Middle Belt regions. It also described a statement credited to the federal government through a federal commissioner at the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Ms. Suleiman Ibrahim, that 500,000 Nigerians are waiting repatriation into Nigeria from Niger, Chad, and Cameroon as a grand plot to flood the entire south and middle belt of the country with Fulani terrorists from neighboring countries. I think Austin is here. Good morning, Austin Ejuma. Hello. Okay. So I'll still link up with Austin. We have some talk this morning. Proposed water resources bill plot to import terrorists into south middle belt. And still from Vanguard newspaper, Naira Lule continuously signposting a sick economy. Apprehension over the fate of Nigeria's local currency, the Naira, has heightened with the recent pressures on the nation's external reserves. Over the years, such pressures have resulted in constant depreciation and devaluation of the Naira against the world's major currencies. As of last week, the exchange rate at investors and exporters IE window, the official foreign exchange forex window of the local forex market, hovered around 436 Naira to a dollar. And the parallel market, which more than the IE rates influences the pricing of goods and services in the open market, the rate was as high as 710 Naira. Hello, Austin. Hello, Austin. Okay. Lucky is trying to, ensure that the connection is proper so we can have a decent conversation this morning. Let's continue from the dailies here. APC chieftain Tinubu went to London because they won't allow him rest in Lagos and Abuja. From Premium Times, weak people have no business being in government. Sani Luga, the fifth Waziri of Katsina, Sani Luga, has called on weak and incapable politicians to stay away from seeking elective offices, arguing that they have no business being in government. Mr. Luga, a professor of management studies, was speaking on Thursday while delivering a lecture on the importance of youth unemployment, insecurity, and 2023 general elections during the graduation ceremony of 200 women and girls trained by the Katsina Vocational Training Center, initiated by the late MD Yusuf. From Premium Times, weak people have no business being in government. Sani Luga. Hello, Austin. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Austin. Can you hear me now? We still have some topics today. Some, stories here from the dailies. They should be the final get. Hello, good morning, Austin.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Tayo. Good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you.
I can't hear you loudly.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very clear from here. I can hear you clearly. But is it manageable? I'm sure the engineer is working on that. Hello. That feedback from there. I think we should have a proper one. Right, pressure mounts on 16 PDP NWC members to return 450 million naira. That's from Punch newspaper. The rift in the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party took a fresh twist on Friday, as Saturday Punch reliably learned that 16 other members who had yet to refund the controversial housing allowance to the party were under intense pressure to do so. Okay. Good morning, Nelson Edumo. Hello.
Can hear you clearly.
You can hear me clearly now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try some analysis here. It's the 62nd anniversary of Nigeria, and of course, Nigeria is celebrating it. Or do we say we're observing it? We're marking it. What does it feel like? 1960 to 2022, 62 years of Nigeria.
Yes, 2022, 1960, 62 years of Nigeria existence, corporate existence as a nation. Well, so far so good. There's something to celebrate, especially in terms of commemoration, that we are still together as a country. I think it's worth celebrating. But in terms of achievement, we have not really done well. At 62, naturally speaking, a a person who is 62 years should be like a grandpa or a grandma. But in our own case as a country, we are still crawling, despite the fact that we have had about over 20 years uninterrupted democratic rule in the country, even as we speak now. But all is not still well with the country. But in the process of just trying to find out how does it look like independence at 62, I also look at the history of the United States of America at 62 then. They were a little ahead of us at their own 62, but not as great as they have today, which means that there is hope. We really need to give glory to God and also let our politicians come into the center and ensure that the life of the people are transformed. The journey to nationhood is a gradual process. So we must say that we are not there yet, but we can kickstart the process. Let there be a government that will lay a legacy for the country to metamorphose into a progress level where even if you don't have money, you will not look for what to eat. So that even if you don't have money, the issue of shelter, the issue of feeding will have to be a thing of the past. In Nigeria of 62, I don't think there should be anybody who will have to sleep hungry. So we have the arable land, we have both human and natural resources in abundance in the country. So we need purposeful leadership to harness those resources together and kickstart the journey to a prosperous, egalitarian, peaceful, and varied nation. I'm optimistic that Nigeria will be great again. We also look at a situation in the time past under this journey of nationhood, under this 62 years journey, where a naira was equals to 98 kobo to a dollar. 98 kobo to a dollar. Today, as we speak, a naira exchanges for over a dollar exchanges for over 730 naira. That is bad enough as far as our economy is concerned. So the past glory, the lost glory can be restored when a man is alive. Like the Holy Book says, there is hope for a man that is alive.
All right, so how can the lost glories be restored?
Yes, the lost glory can be restored. We are talking about the lost glory because some leaders in the time past, especially our founding fathers, they make Nigerian glorious. They put Nigerian first. It is all about Nigeria at that time. It is all about progress. It was all about development at that particular point in time. Nigeria can become great again. The lost glory of Nigeria as a country can be restored by going back to the drawing board. Let us go back to the basis. Wherein have we missed it as a country?
If you look at the quality of men that helped the country achieve independence way back, and those who are who've led the country, I mean, in the past and even up until now, are we saying Nigeria is in? Are we saying we do not have such quality of men again around the country, or are we not the ones getting them into power?
Yes, it is a plus or minus answer. One, we still have those quality of men, but in today's Nigeria political scenario, they are never allowed to get into power. On the other side, which is the flip side, we don't have those men again on the current political stage in the country. Those that we have is self-centered politicians, men that we want to build fortune for their generation unborn. Because, for example, if you are a governor and you steal 10 billion naira, you are writing off the country. You are indirectly saying that Nigeria will not be better again. That is what you are saying. So not as if there are no quality of men who could come up with purposeful leadership in the country again, like our founding father, the Tafawa Balewa, the Ahmadu Bello, the Awolowo, the Zik. We still have them. But most often time, with the electorate, we don't even allow them to get into power.
What are the parameters, what are the parameters being used to measure good governance and socio-economic prosperity of a nation?
Well, one of the key fundamental to measure good governance is dividends of democracy. How do we know that dividends of democracy is being put forward to the people? I said earlier in the commentary that even if we don't have money at all as a man, it shouldn't be that I don't have what to eat. The issue of what to eat should be a thing of the past in Nigeria if our natural and human resources is properly managed. Then if you also look at indicator to show that we are on the path of a prosperous nation, first of all, without security, there is nothing that we can do. For good governance to thrive, there must first of all be security. Then there must first of all be political will too on the part of those that are elected to steer the ship of the country, either at national level, state or local government level. So if we put all of these things together, we harness the resources, we look at the economy, we work on the economy, we create an enabling environment. You know, a situation in Nigeria where the number of worship centers is more than the number of learning centers is a big problem. You look at some of the things that our people experience on the street today. It is as a result of lack of good governance in the land. For example, let the government create an enabling environment by providing uninterrupted electricity. I was discussing with somebody, I think 2 days ago, and we were looking at the past. When we say the past, immediate past. We're looking at the immediate past. That sometimes ago, somewhere in Osun State, the people in charge of electricity at that time, they will tell you before time that by so time, in so area, there will not be power. So time, in so area, there will not be light. So that you will be able to plan your life and maintain focus. We are not even talking about 1960. We are talking about the immediate past. So wherein have we gotten things wrong in the country? I think we really need to retrace our steps. An average Nigeria is enterprising. An average Nigeria is industrious. Then the government must create an enabling environment. When we talk about the government, when we criticize the government, it is not as if government will put food on the table of every household in Nigeria. But when you create an enabling environment, of course, individuals will be able to make ends meet. At the end of the day, recreate activity within the economy that is translated to a gross domestic product that will also help the country to attain its potential growth economically and otherwise.
All right,
so we really have a long way to go as a country.
Now, well, as we mark another anniversary of our independence from the grip of colonialism, Austin Edumo, let's look at, the Japa frenzy, in the old country now, or let me say, down south of the country. I think that's where you have, a sizable number of people exiting the country in droves. Looking at the independence and what looks like neo-colonialism, people selling their houses, selling their belongings now just to leave the country. 62 years after, we need to reflect, we need to reflect on our nationhood.
Yes, Nigeria in retrospect, so far too good. For someone who is serving God, you will say our gods in ages past and our hope for years to come. God has always been our help, either in ages past, and it's also our hope for years to come. But if you look at what you just mentioned now, those days, it is people that will travel abroad, maybe for study, for scholarship.
They're always eager to come back.
Yes, they are always eager to come back. One of the criteria is even that you go and study and you come back to come and get job. Once upon a time in the history of Nigeria too, there are incidences and occasions where people graduate and multinational companies will come to the school on the day of convocation or graduation to come and pick students for employment. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria today. So an average Nigerian today want to go out of the country. The entire come to think of it. People spend fortune to now travel out of the country. This was a country sometimes ago that kings of nation had to come to Nigeria, even in Ibadan, to access medical services. So it is so bad in Nigeria today. It is not even the issue of employment or greener pasture, because the truth of the matter is that you have to work for your money, even in the UK, even in the US, even in Canada. No pasture is greener anywhere. But people are running for their dear life. They are running for the security of their life. In Nigeria today, apart from the fact that you are able to make your money, you are not even safe. If you are even safe today, how about the future of your own children? That is why people are leaving the country in droves. And if you see the number of millions, tens of millions of naira that is involved, Tayo, let me shock you again how battered our image has been as a country. Do you know that in some African country, you don't need what they call proof of fund? Mm-hmm. Are you aware?
Right.
That in some African countries, you don't need what they call proof of fund. But when it comes to Nigerians, they know they treat us based on our own level as a country. When you are traveling out of the country, you introduce yourself, or they see your name as a Nigerian, they want to double check. How did we get to the level where we are now? So let the government do something as a matter of national urgency to reverse this trend. Because if care is not taken, in the nearest future, there might be acute shortage of personnel in most sectors of the economy, e.g., education and health sector. These are critical sectors of the economy.
And we say that the countries who are opening their doors for, Africans or for people to come in, they are doing it in line with their own, planning, economic planning. They are trying to bridge some gaps, trying to fill some void in their own countries. They're not doing it for God's sake. All right. So, but if we are beginning to deplete our own human resources, and this used to be a part of our, what do you call it now? Our pride, as a matter of fact. We can only say the future. I don't know if to say it looks bleak. We need to reflect on the promises of, freedom, according to Jonathan in his speech. Freedom, hope, peace, unity that comes with independence. Can we say as a people, the hope is there? We're experiencing the peace, the unity is intact, and the freedom is guaranteed.
Yes, on independence, there was celebration all across the country. The aura of freedom, the opportunity to now be free and determine your own fate as a people was there. There was celebration galore all across the country at that time. But today, the reverse is the case. You made mention of something. The West does not do anything for free. That's just the truth of the matter. Look at the increase in migration rates, especially from African continent to the UK, to the United Kingdom. It's as a result of the Brexit issue. So it is not just for free. They are admitting us, they are bringing us to develop the economy. Look, unlike before, it used to be tourism. When you get there on tourism, you japa. But today, they say, tourism, we will stem it down to the lowest minimum. If you want to come to our country, you don't even need to run around. You don't even need to start running away from the security agency. Just bring your millions. Come and go to school.
Austin,
develop our own economy.
Just before we go on our first commercial break, when people say Nigeria is only a consuming nation, we import, we don't export anything, I am always not too comfortable with that. If a proper structure is, brought to this, honestly speaking, I feel we are training people here and supplying the West with human resource, human capital. So we're actually exporting something. Okay, maybe not goods, as it were, all right, but we're exporting human capital for the development of the West. But if it is structured, maybe we can also be getting something from it, apart from, diaspora remittances, which is, that we talk about and all that. But how can we bring something decent to it, not losing what we have, so, and not become susceptible to, how do I put it now, a failed country as a matter of fact, but also bringing a structure to it? Is this something we can, just like, countries like Cuba, the other time were exporting their medical personnel even to Africa and the rest of the world, and they were making some huge money from it. And it wasn't as if they were depleting their own economy.
They were making some huge money. The Nigerian scenario is different from the Cuba issue. Cuba were having surplus at that time. We are not having enough. And out of the little that we have, they are going as a result of lack of enabling environment at home. So the highest we can get from human capital exploitation or brain drain, as you may call it, that we have in Nigeria, is repatriation of funds, which is diaspora remittances. Apart from that, because even in terms of goods and services, you export at a level where you maintain local sufficiency. When you have enough, you export. That is how you can make
comparative
money.
Advantage.
Yeah, that is area of comparative advantage. But in the Nigerian scenario, what is currently happening in Nigeria today is that the Cuba doctors are not running down Africa because their country is not conducive for them. So they are two different ball games here. Yeah. When you run because the home front is not conducive or not comfortable from you, it's different from going outside, making money, coming back to your own soil. I see a lot of people who are even traveling currently who have made up their mind that they don't have anything to do with this country again. That it's as bad as that. So government need to work on it. I think the best solution is to create a retainership program by creating an enabling environment. Let people be able to stay. Give them security, give them electricity, give their children hope for the future, and they will be able to stay.
Thank you, Senator Dumu. We'll go on our second commercial break. I think whoever is serious about leading this country by 2023 should talk more about restoration. I think that is key at this time. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Hello? James, look, I'm on the expressway. My car just broke down. I don't even know what to do.
Sorry, you do not have sufficient credit to continue this call.
Oh, please, no.
Why not?
This is an important call.
Then you should have recharged.
I would, but I'm in a position where I can't.
Why not borrow some credit then?
Borrow credit? How?
With Glow Borrow Me Credit, you can borrow airtime and pay later. It's easy. Just dial *321# and follow the instructions.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Glow is always there for you when it matters most.
Sorry, James. As I was saying, my car just broke down now, and I have no help here.
Talk now, pay later with Glow Borrow Me Credit. Glow Unlimited.
ẹ wá sọ́dọ̀ mi ẹ̀yin tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n tí ẹ di ẹrù wíwọlé lórí èmi ó sì fi ìsinmi fún ọkàn yín èmi ti sọ àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí fún yín wípé ẹ ó rí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ nínú mi lótìítọ́ la ó rí ìpọ́njú nínú ayé ṣùgbọ́n ẹ tújú ká àti ṣẹ́gun ayé ìjọ CAC Mercy Once Again lórí òkè àánú títún gbilẹ̀ sórí afẹ́fẹ́ o lábẹ́ iṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ pásítọ̀ Àìsáyà O Aládé JP ọmọ wòlíì láàrin aago 9 alẹ́ sí 9 kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 15 lórí rédíò 32 FM 94.9. Cast your burden on the Lord and he shall sustain you. He shall never permit the righteous to be moved. By your word.
ìran tó bá mọ níbà lójú nìkan ń dá wò bí ìran bá kàárù bójú bá ti ń wò lẹ́nu náà mọ làálẹ̀dẹ́ rẹ̀ bí èèyàn bá gbọ́ nípa àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kéékèèké etí nìkan lẹ̀dá ń lò ṣùgbọ́n tí èèyàn bá fetí gbọ́ àwọn nǹkan tó ń lọ nígbà míì èèyàn ní mọ̀gbà tí ó lanu sọ pé èyí tún ga o. Àròjinlẹ̀ ló kọ̀ mí àyàn gidigbo tí ń kó gìbò lu ọgbọ́n ẹ pàdé mi lórí ètò èyí tún ga ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé Monday láago 9 alẹ́ lórí ìkànnì yìí 32 FM 94.9 níbi tẹ́ ẹ tún máa gbọ́ iṣẹ́ ìwádìí àrà ọ̀tọ̀ nípa àwọn nǹkan tó ń lọ nílé ayé tó ṣeé ṣe kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ mọ̀ tàbí kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ kọ̀bi ara sí bẹ́tí yín bá ṣe ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu yín náà máa jẹ́wọ́ pé èyí tún ga ó dọjọ́ Monday láago 9 alẹ́.
32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9 Break of Dawn newspaper review. And of course, it's Independence Day. We're still looking at Nigeria. But let me open the phone lines now. I'm sure we have something to say about the country. So, Austin is still on the line. We'll engage together. All right, so I think I should take my first call here. Good morning.
I'm John. I think you can get through to you, Tayo.
Wish you same, John.
Well, this one we are taking this morning, I want to react to the president's comment this morning. He has told Nigerians something, he has marked himself high, and I will not judge him based on the APC cardinal programs widely published in Nigerian newspapers in 2013. But I'm aware that Major General retired Buhari anchored his campaign on tripods of economic development, security, and anti-corruption. In my own view, in all this, he has woefully failed to fulfill. On insecurity, nowhere is safe in Nigeria, including Dara, his hometown. On economy, this is the most disastrous economic-wise I can know that we have ever had in this country. On the war against corruption, let me tell you, it is the serious joke in Nigeria's entire history. But the president can praise himself high, because a lizard that falls from high Iroko tree says, if no one prays, I say him to praise himself. I read it in the book of Case Fall Apart. John Njoko is my name.
Thank you, John Njoko. 08097,949, 0906-200949, and 0705-50949. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, the line dropped there. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, 00979,949. Let's take some comments here on Facebook. Okay, another one is here. Good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Okay, concession to ASU is yet to be implemented. Let them start implementation of whatever agreements reached. They are yet to present report to Mr. President, who will give final approval. Let it not be Ngige because he's biased, the body language is clear, and the ongoing media video. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, okay. Let's have your headline.
Our president has marked those streets.
Okay, the line isn't clear.
Nigeria should be the one.
Okay.
So whether Mr. President has done well or not. I don't actually think I listened to him this morning and giving himself kudos. Then we begin to wonder. I think we Nigerians should be the ones to decide, not him. That's what I feel every Nigerian should sit down, accept him, though he has done his best. Then we now decide whether his best is good enough or not. Morning, my brother.
Thank you, okay, for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Boss is on from Ghana.
Right.
Yeah, it's another Independence Day. It is worth celebrating, but as regards achievement, we will not really have many things to point at. Now, what exactly are we celebrating? Point to me a sector that is working very fine, that is working above 65% in Nigeria, and I'm sure it is now. Then I'm just wondering, what will be the content of President Buhari's speech today? I guess we have been sleeping as the giants of Africa, and we are now ants of Africa. Perhaps we don't know. INT'L banned October 1st, Independence Day, in all southeastern states, in the land of Nigeria. And the president is not saying anything. If they had banned Independence Day in all Igbo land, why should they come to Lagos for a rally? Then, in a similar vein, where they sit at home shouldn't have been happening. It suggests anarchy. Then, coupled with banning independence in southeastern states now, they are emphasizing the weakness of President Buhari. The APC should just apologize to Nigeria because they have failed woefully. Good morning.
Right, good morning. Thank you, Balkis. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Wish the same. All right.
Often, you are well said. But let me tell you, the good government can only be achieved through good leadership and well structure. That is why I'm appealing to all Nigerians to please don't vote for a political party. We are looking for the competent person. We have been someone that has intelligent and knowledgeable to manage the country very well. That is the only way you can get the good governance law planning for. Thank you, Adamadi.
Thank you, Omoba Sharon, for your comment. Good morning, Tayo. We're tired of having this current government at the center talking the talk, always without any meaningful action to work their talk. Promising an improved welfare for the workers is another deceit from this government because they can never be trusted again. To look at Emi.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, so I'm here in the studio. Good morning. Happy morning.
Wish you same.
See, like what the Alex said, I also am optimistic that Nigeria will be great again. But I pray to be sooner, not later. But for what you have been saying from 1999 to 2015, it's as if Nigeria is growing. But from that 2015 to now, it's like Nigeria has moved back, like over the 10 years before. But thank God this morning, the First Lady of Nigeria is begging Nigeria over the insecurity and economic hardship. So that means what he said is a loud and clear that what we in Nigeria we are facing is beyond. We are saying it in a sugar-coated mouth. But I pray that Nigeria should get it right. But until we let a good leader who have a political will and righteousness someone in the corridor of power, but what we are experiencing under the APC regime, that means Nigeria has to do school. But I'm urging we citizens and the electorate that we should do the needful in the next general election to vote out any bad government that not doing the needful for the masses, especially the APC government. May God lead our land.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Tayo. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
John.
All right, John. Make a point.
Yeah. Happy New Month.
Wish you same, John.
Happy Independence. Tayo, let's celebrate life. Anybody that have life have hope. And we pray that things will not continue like this. That the Almighty will change the heart of our leaders to start doing right. We will not be doing wrong thing all the time. And I pray and I hope that Nigeria will change. Happy independence once again.
Thank you, John. John is going the prayer way today. Let's keep praying for the good of Nigeria. Good morning to you.
Yes, I'm totally settled with the people. What does our problem have to do with the APC? Our problem has to do with the political parties. We are having problem of leadership and the structure. I'm a realist person. I cannot be silent. I cannot be biased. Thank you, Mr. Show.
Thank you. Osana Dumo, let's come back to you. You got the comments of the people there.
Yes.
Yes, so how do we begin to navigate?
Yes, we begin to navigate in such a way that whoever that want to lead the country to another independence anniversary, I think next year, we should be ready and be focused on the hope of independence, on how we started the journey of this nationhood, journey of freedom, journey of peace, journey of development, journey of progress. It's a big task, but we can begin the journey of restoration gradually. A caller said, and I love that there is hope for life, that we are alive. Of course, let's celebrate that at least we are not disintegrated physically. Of course, there is disintegration on the papers today, because we have been more divided than we started this journey. So whoever that want to lead the country must be a unifier, must be somebody who is detribalized, must be somebody who is not sentimental to any tribe or whatsoever.
Let me take this call here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Buluwatife. I'm calling from Dashan.
Good to have you, Buluwatife. Go on.
Yeah, Nigerians is dispute. But we really have anything to celebrate. Everything keeps going from church to bottom. We keep moving from bad governance to the world. Well, yes, can our government point at any achievement so far? It's so far, but not so good. This is Nigeria at 62, but yet nothing to point at as achievement. I really hope this 2023 election will be a good thing for us. It will bring us good things.
It's up to us.
Yeah.
It's up to us, actually. Yes. Beyond the talk, Austin Idumu, I feel people beyond the wishful thinking. All right, we need to action some of those things that we talk about. How do we get it, in place by 2023?
Yes, it's not a rocket science. The problem we have is walking the talk. We must have a sincere leader, a leader with integrity, a leader with a large heart who will see this and be committed to it. It's just simple. One of the steps is to devolve power. Let's first of all devolve power. Devolution of power will give us a resemblance of federalism. If we achieve that, then we also look in the way of fiscal federalism. How do we ensure that people manage their resources to the betterment of their own people? One thing I've come to discover in Nigeria is that there is no section of the country who does not have its own uniqueness. There is no section of the country. There is uniqueness in terms of human and natural resources in every section of the country. What you don't have, I have. What two of us don't have, another person has. So we can come together, harness this potential without necessarily continuing the feed-the-bottle part of our federalism. Because what we operate in Nigeria today is a feed-the-bottle federalism, where people go capping out to Abuja to go and beg for arms at the end of every month. Resources that are tapped from my domain, I will now go back to Abuja to go and ask for my share to be given to me. So the Nigeria president come 2023 must be radical in thought, must think outside the box, must also have a kind of political will. Because you need political will to be able to kickstart a paradigm shift. That is just the truth. Without political will, without strong will, without purposeful leadership, of course we can't go anywhere. Not as if we are not moving. We are moving, but we are not progressing.
Right,
we are just moving in cycle.
We need independence from those who have hijacked the wheels of progress of this country.
Yes, after when the Queen of England died, people talk about they colonize us. They are the one that caused us to where we are now. They are the cause of our problem. We also have neo-colonialism. That is colonialism by the people. Some of our people have also hijacked our nationhood. They want to do everything with a sense of entitlement to their own advantage and their immediate family.
All right.
Yeah, I want to, my own discussion this one, I want to shift from Nigeria independence.
Okay.
Why did our governors oppose privatization of electricity? If they don't want anybody to buy it, start where how to do an investment. Why not start where buy the distribution companies? Why not just do government buy? Why not buy a coup or something? If they don't want private user to buy it, they have the resources. Each region to come out and bring out money to buy this electricity. So that they will take care of it. Now, two, who is it in the condition of PDP to be sharing money? If there's no crisis with PDP, we know that somebody was doing like 6 million, 1 million, and we are giving back. Now, that is the way PDP sharing when they become the governor or the president of this country. Have a nice time.
Thank you. Actually responding to the caller there. It tells you the kind of sectional politics we still play in the country. If you look at it, a sizable number of states in this country today cannot even function effectively without subvention from the federal government or, what you call the statutory allocation from the federal government. They have been so run down. They are rich, but yet they are poor. That is what you have. And talking about the sectional thing, if the state from the west here or south here, down south here, should come up with a kind of policy, you only require one, article from the constitution to knock it off. All right, so it's looking like the kind of politics we play, kajo alojukan. All right, you can't be better than I am, or if I see you extending beyond, I can try bring some policies to arrest your growth and your development. I think that is the kind of, I don't know if Austin You get what I'm
Yes,
trying to
yes,
do?
I get you. That is, you have just painted the current situation in the country. See, there must be cautious liberalization of the sections of the country. We are together. Of course, some people brought us together in form of amalgamation. Of course, we are not saying that we want to dissolve the union, but we can recreate the union. We can replan the union. We can do it in such a way that we do a critical assessment. Have we been able to fare better? Nobody is saying, we are not looking for the disintegration of the country. I keep saying this. Even if we go our separate way, we will still be neighbors to ourselves. That's just the truth. So to maintain good neighborliness, we can also live together as one. So the idea of those in government that says that our unity is non-negotiable, I think that should be discarded. Let's come to a round table, discuss and renegotiate our corporate existence as a country. We can continue to progress at our own pace. Look at the Republican era in the country shortly after independence. Some people still believe that was the only time Nigeria made progress. Look at all the achievement that we got at that time. There have never been such achievement from the political setting that surpasses those achievements. That's the truth of the matter. So we can liberalize the country, allow people to function, allow people to grow at their own pace. No two child are equal. That's just the truth.
Thank you,
You are
Senator.
different from me. You have your own potentials, I have mine.
Thank you, Senator Dumo. From here again, I say happy independence.
Thank you.
We have to leave the studio now. If you know more robust conversation, thank you, Austin. Robust conversation on the independence of the country today. Join Jiko Bogu at 9, and of course, Professor Ayede and Barrister Ogunlola. They're looking at the 62nd independence of Nigeria in depth. All right, today at the program. Up next is Baba Fendo with Timlade Aloko. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.